Welcome to Overtime with Jared P. and Johnny O. Episode 55, the double nickel, episode 55. And we got a good show going on today. We're going to predict who we think will win each division in the NFL, with the season getting ready to start in a couple weeks. Talk a little bit of Scotty Scheffler. His dominance continues. And Johnny, I didn't mention this to you, but we might have a little hint of who might be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Really?
We've uncovered this week on our morning show. If so, it'll be really, really, really big. But it's just rumors right now. But who's our title sponsor?
Estate Jewelry alone. Something old, something new. Estate Jewelry has a great selection of new and estate jewelry, and you can really find a nice, unique piece at my man Brian's showroom. He's got what do we got here? Cool little jewelry store. He's got jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Diamonds is down right now a little bit, but bring your gold and all that kind of good stuff to Brian, and he will take good care of you. He's located over at 2511 Battleground Ave and also at estatejewelryloan.com. That's Estate Jewelry and Loan. And also Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill. My man Miguel is coming through for us over there. Located in High Point at the Palladium and in Greensboro in the Target Shopping Center on New Garden Road. He's got a food truck. He does a lot of catering. Call for his catering needs. Make sure you mention our names. They got daily specials, and you can reach them at salsaritas.com.
All right, let's get into the predictions for division winners. Maybe go first, and you can pick NFC or AFC, and then I'll do the opposite. So,
all right, I'm going to start with the AFC, and
okay,
the AFC East. I think that one's a pretty easy one to pick. I'm going to go with Buffalo. Buffalo's just, they're just there to stay. When you got your Josh Allens and your James Cooks and Khalil Shakirs, I mean, they're proven. They're proven during the season and really deep into the playoffs. But who knows? This might be their year. But you might, on my runner-up in that East, I'm going with the Jets. Just only because I got a weird feeling about them with Aaron Glenn being the new coach and Justin Fields. And, they got a really good running game with Breece Hall, and their defense is always good. I don't think Miami and New England will do anything in the East. And speaking of Miami, real quick, that's why I asked you earlier off camera here. Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this genius, okay? He's been coach for a few years now. He hasn't figured out the Buffalo Bills. I mean, so he is no genius. He might look like a genius, but maybe he's just a geek. I don't know. But Miami's not going to do anything. But I just wanted to mention those. I know we're only picking the winners, but you know how I roll.
You're all four teams. That's fine. No, it's okay.
Now, do you want me to go down the line for the AFC?
Or maybe go back. Maybe go back to back. How about that? Be so it's easy to follow.
Okay.
For AFC East, quarterback is the name of the game. The best quarterback in the division and most durable is Josh Allen. Although they looked really bad in preseason football, but it is preseason the other night. But I would have them winning the division, but I think the Patriots are going to finish second, a surprising second in the division. Excellent coach, was a great coach with Tennessee. They have the one of the better young quarterbacks, and I think their defense will be greatly improved. I think the Jets will finish dead last. I don't think they'll be improved. Justin Fields was 1 for 5 in the preseason game. He threw one ball, a screen right into the dirt with no one around him. So I do not believe in Justin Fields as a starter. So I have the Bills winning the division, Patriots second, and then Dolphins, Jets.
All right. Well, I just and don't worry about preseason football sucks.
I know.
And I anyone who watches a complete game in the preseason is really there's got to be something wrong with whoever does that, man. I mean, I know you can be a football fan, but that is going way overboard.
For real.
All right, in the North, you got to go with Baltimore, man. They are, during the regular season, they are the best team in the world, man. And, and they are a very good team. Lamar and Derrick Henry, what a combination that is. And John Harbaugh does a great job. They will win the North, but Cincinnati will give them all they can handle in that little division there. With Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I mean, what a combination. Cincy they will have a better start than they had last year, and they'll give Baltimore everything they got in the North. So, but I'll go Baltimore winning it because they got enough. They got it all, really.
They really do, yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one to. I mean, I want to pick the Bengals, but their defense was so awful last year. I don't know how much improvement they can really make in 1 year. I mean, you can, but I haven't heard anything like, oh, the Bengals will be greatly improved on defense. I agree with you. They're not going to start off as slow, and they're the most dangerous offense in the NFL. But a team that can the ground and pound game, and then you got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I mean, it's just too much to overcome. I actually think the Steelers might surprise people and actually finish second in that division because they're a more well-rounded team. All right.
Over in the South, I got a little surprise, I think. I don't think a lot of people will think of this, but I don't know why. There's just something about Trevor Lawrence, and I think Jacksonville will win that division. Trevor Lawrence will be back. He had just a so-so year last year, actually a bad year. Travis Hunter's on that team. He's going to really kind of light that team up on both ends of the football. People forget about Travis Etienne, the running back. Jacksonville will be the surprise winner, I believe, in the South. But Houston with C.J. Stroud and company will be, a very close runner-up. But I'm going with Jacksonville in the South.
Yeah, I would go with. I'm going with the Texans. C.J. Stroud, great rookie season, a little bit of a downgrade, a sophomore slump, but I think he'll have another good season. And that, to me, the weakest division in football. It's definitely the weakest division in the AFC, but it's not even close. And so I have the Texans winning that division fairly easily. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot. I just wish there was a better story, but maybe it's because he's stuck in Jacksonville. But yeah, so I don't have Jacksonville even finishing second. I have them finishing third or fourth. But yeah, Texans winning that division, I think, fairly easily.
I like it, man. We're not agreeing on too much.
Anything.
All right, way out west in the AFC, Kansas City. I question them a little bit because I just think they were so high. They've been so high for so long. They got to come down, especially after getting thrashed in the Super Bowl last year. And I mean thrashed by the Eagles. But I will still pick them to win the West. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and company is just way too tough to, in the regular season. But Denver, look out for Denver, man. And I'm not a big Sean Payton fan, but obviously he's a hell of a coach and he knows his stuff. Bo Nix going in his second year, he gave your boy Jaden Daniels a close, rookie of the year type thing because Bo Nix he had a hell of a year.
No.
Well, I will say Denver will give Kansas City. Kansas City's going to have to play all season long. They're not going to have, a bunch of easy games at the end, to kind of rest. I think Denver is that good and improving. So Kansas City will be the winner of the West, but Denver right on their asses, I'm going to say.
And all these predictions seriously are based on if they're going to be healthy or not, right?
Yep.
So yeah, healthy Kansas City, they're faster than they were last year. I think they're going to surprise people. I think they'll be the Kansas City of 2 or 3 years ago with their offense, not the Kansas City of last year. I mean, you think about it, pretty remarkable going to the Super Bowl with one of the worst receiving corps in the NFL. I mean, actually wide receivers. And so with the newfound speed, the Rashee Rice thing, that's the thing I'm a little worried about because he's going to be suspended at some point. But they say he's cleared probably to play for the first 4 games. But he could be out. He could be suspended the rest of the season after that. But Yeah, Kansas City for sure. And I think this is the best division in the AFC, although AFC North is pretty tough. It's between the AFC West and the AFC North, but yeah, I have the Broncos winning this division, but not easily. This is a Chargers are going to be tough. The Broncos will be tough, and the Raiders are going to be vastly improved. Genty looked good. I know it's preseason the other night. So it's definitely – this is the best this division has been in quite some time.
Yep. And I'm happy Pete Carroll is back coaching.
Yeah.
Have you been a Pete Carroll fan? I always like him.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
And it's funny, they're like, well, Belichick, he's old now. But then when you say Pete Carroll, no one says he's old, and they're the same age, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, we'll do the NFC. I'll start with the NFC. How about that? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's start with the worst division in the NFC South. That's where our Carolina Panthers, that's not our teams, but as far as our second team, because they're home team, Carolina Panthers division, NFC South. Yeah, I think the Falcons have a really good chance of winning this division, but they will not. The Buccaneers will hold on and win this division for what, the third or fourth year in a row?
Yeah.
I think Baker Mayfield, the receiving core, although getting older, they have a defensive-minded head coach, but they are able to put up numbers. That's a good, Todd Bowles is their head coach. I think the Buccaneers are too strong. I think you'll see improvement from the Panthers. I think the Saints will be either just as bad or worse than they were last year. But I think the Falcons, it's a Bucs and Falcons division to win, and it could come down to the last week or two.
I'm right there with you on all accounts, exactly what you just said, to be honest with you. Tampa Bay, I think Atlanta, again, is going to have a great season. Michael Penix, look out for that guy. And, he had his last 3 or 4 or 5 games. He did very well with Atlanta. Atlanta's going to give him a fight, but Tampa Bay's got too much. And I'm so happy. Baker Mayfield, man, he's just a gamer. I'm a fan of him. He had a rough start in the NFL, and he's turned into a top 10 quarterback, in that area anyway, and I love it for him. And Mike Evans is just going to go for another, I guess it'll be his 12th straight 1,000-yard receiving. That man is he's a beast in there. So Tampa Bay.
And with Todd Bowles, they'll always be prepared. You would think that's the case he's just a professional through and through. And he's just steady. He's the opposite of Baker Mayfield personality-wise, but I really am happy for Baker Mayfield because, his whole career, high school, college, he won the Heisman, but people didn't want him in college and the NFL. They're like, oh, he shouldn't have been the number 1 pick. And he definitely floundered at first. In front of be a Pro Bowl quarterback multiple years in a row and lead his team to multiple division titles is really cool. All right, let's go to the NFC North. This, I think, is a little trickier than it appears on paper. I think the gut reaction is the Lions, and I do like the Lions a lot. I love their coach. I love Jared Goff. After watching the quarterbacks Netflix documentary, his wife is a model, which is like,
yep.
My
oh yeah. Oh no, I enjoyed it immensely.
It's like, wow, they got a lot going on there. I just love everything about Detroit's story. I think the NFL is more exciting when Detroit's doing something. But I really do believe the Packers are going to win that division. Jared Love, if he's healthy for the entire year, Jordan Love, I'm sorry. Jordan Love, healthy for the entire year. They kind of got off to a mixed start last year because of injuries to him. You have a very underrated coach there. He's won the whole time he's been there. And I really think the Packers are going to win what is a very top-heavy division. We have 3 teams. See, I just don't believe in the Vikings quarterbacks. That's the problem. And we talked about that a little bit last week. And also, I think the reason to get down to it, I think the Lions losing Ben Johnson as their OC is going to be a big hit to their offense.
It's going to be, absolutely.
They have a guy that was there last year, but it's not always the same. It's kind of like, certain teams, they lose these coordinators, and it could be, if they're elite, it can make a huge difference. I think Chicago, it was preseason yesterday, but Chicago's offense looked way better. And these were starters versus starters last night, I guess in Buffalo, I believe.
Yeah.
And so,
it's like 37-0 or something, for a preseason game.
but I starters versus starters, I thought like the offense looked a lot better, more spread out, more competent, way more competent than last year. And so I don't think the Bears are going to do much. I think they'll be a little bit better, but I definitely have the Packers win that division. What do you think?
I like the pick because I'm still sticking with Detroit. I mean, I think that they just have way too many weapons, man. And Jared Goff is just man, he's a smooth quarterback and just controls the game and very accurate. And yes, he does have a good looking wife. There's no doubt about it. But Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receiver, is something else, and Jameson Williams, plus others. Laporta, at tight end, they are strong, man. Detroit is strong. But what you're saying, I agree, I really do agree. Green Bay is huge. I think they're going to have a big year, but they're just going to come up a little short to Detroit. But Jordan Love and the Josh Jacobs, that combination, Jacobs behind Jordan. I like your pick of Green Bay because it could happen, but Detroit just this year still has way too much.
Yeah, their offense. I mean, their weapons on with a wide receiver and a double-headed attack on the ground. That's tough. And Hutchinson, I think you mentioned, is back. So on defense, I'm not rooting against Detroit. I just think Green Bay is just like this team that they're always there. And he's been I always forget his name. The coach for Mike something, but for the Packers, he's just been a solid coach. And he went to like 3 or 4 division titles in a row with Aaron Rodgers, and he's kind of picked up with Jordan Love.
Isn't it Lombardi? Is it Lombardi?
No, I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Lombardi. I think Vince. Maybe is it Vince? Vince Lombardi. I think. Lombardi. Yeah, I can't think of and I think the quarterback's Brett Favre. Favre? No, it's Matt LaFleur. That's right, Matt.
There you go.
I'm like, who is the guy? All right, let's move on to the NFC West. To me, kind of a boring division in football, not historically, but kind of historically, really. They've had some. I mean, when the 49ers were killing it in the 80s, they were fun to watch. But they're kind of, the Cardinals, Seahawks. There's really no. It doesn't feel like the NFL. Outside the 49ers, it does not feel like the NFL. That's just like the way I feel about it. You got the NFC North, the AFC North. You have these different divisions. It just seems maybe it's the West Coast thing that seems too far removed. The 49ers, yes, that's NFL through and through. But you got the Rams who have been to 3 different cities, Cardinals, who cares? And the Seahawks, they had a little run there. But other than that, I don't know. It just does not seem like quintessential NFL. There's no scientific fact to base it on. It's just the way I feel about it. However, I do think you cannot trust Matthew Stafford to get through this season. He has another bulging disc issue, and if he's out, they're done. Okay, and Brock Purdy's healthy. They had a down season last year. They got rid of a lot of weapons. This is a really. I think people want to jump and just say Niners or Rams. I don't know. I think those two teams have lost too many pieces. The 49ers have lost a lot of pieces. The Rams, I just don't think Matthew Stafford's going to last the season. I'm going to go with the Seahawks, surprising everybody and winning that division.
That's exactly what I'm going with, man.
No way.
I'm going with because for much of the same reasons. I think the Rams are the best team in the West. There's no doubt in my mind. But with Stafford out with this back situation, I mean, that's, a back at the beginning of the year. I know he's not doing anything right now, but man, that could, again, linger all season long. He's 37, 38 years old. Yeah. I have all the respect in the world for him. I think he's a great quarterback, but he ain't going to last, man. I don't think he's going to, be there most of the season. So I ended up going with Seattle as my winner in the West as well. Sam Darnold going in there, maybe he can prove himself. Hey, it was no fluke last year, and Seattle's always tough. They really, there's something about, especially on their home games, man. That 12th man they got in Seattle is terrific. But any other, if Stafford was practicing right now, I'd be all Rams, but I don't see that, and I'm very nervous as well. Seattle the winner, with the Rams a close second. I think I don't think the 49ers have it at all. They really don't.
They're getting older, and they're losing, and they lost pieces in the offseason, especially on offense, and they're getting much older on defense. All right, and then our last division, the best for last, in my opinion. And clearly the Super Bowl champion resides there, but the NFC East, I think the best division in the NFC. I think the AFC West would be the best division in the AFC, but NFC East, I think the Commanders take a step back. They had a magical run. Because a step back is the NFC. I mean, the NFC, championship game. But then again, we're talking about regular season. But I think, again, all things being equal, going to the season, both teams are healthy. The Commanders don't have Terry McLaurin. I think the Giants are going to be shockingly improved this year, which makes this division tougher. But it's the Eagles' division to lose. It's a boring pick, but it's going to be the Eagles. And I do think Commanders. I think the Cowboys are going to be better than people think, because I think everyone's just saying they have no chance of making the playoffs. I don't know. Dak Prescott didn't play. I know you didn't. They forget he didn't play 10 games last year, 11 games last year. Right. And then, so it's hard to know what they got. I don't believe in their coach, though. Schottenheimer, what a non-inspiring a hire. Like, who wanted him? But anyway, he might prove everyone wrong. So Eagles.
Well, I disagree with you, man. I'm going all Cowboys. I'm on the bandwagon. I think I think the Cowboys have it. I've been watching ESPN. This is the greatest team since way back in the early 90s. This Cowboy team is ready to win a Super Bowl, and they got to win the East first, and they will dominate the East. The Eagles and Commanders, they won't even touch these Cowboys. This Dak Prescott is, he'll be MVP this year, and they got all these. I am kidding you, like you would not believe it. No. Forget the Cowboys. No, I got to go Eagles number one. They're going to win the East, but not easy. Eagles are going to have a tough year this year. Meaning every team, every team always gives them the best anyway, but especially this year. And the division is tough. Your Commanders are going to be tough, but I do think they take a little step back as well, but they're still going to be very, very good. They need to sign this McLaren, my friend. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they're doing there.
I saw he was at the facility and stuff, and he's like signing autographs for fans and stuff. But it's like, come on, man,
sign him,
guy sign.
So I got the Eagles. Although Jalen Hurts and Saquon, they will.
All right,
they will dominate
that early season if everything's healthy for the different divisions. Real quick.
I'm losing you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I lost you. I lost you for a minute. You there?
We'll say before we move on. Maybe I am now. Yep, I'm here. You there? Yep,
I'm here.
Before we continue, I'm good. Before we continue, there is a rumor that the halftime performer for the Super Bowl, since before we move to another sport, will be Taylor Swift. And they said Taylor Swift likes to drop Easter eggs and gives little hints. And she mentioned several things about she likes sourdough bread. An interview with Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce on their New Heights podcast.
Yeah.
So I love sour bread. I think about it 60% of the time. And then the Super Bowl, this is what the Swifties are saying. The Super Bowl will be held at Levi Stadium, San Francisco, and their mascot is like the sourdough something or other, and it is Super Bowl 60. And then it's a stretch, and then she said after Jason Kelce was all excited about her new album thing, she said, "Oh, you applauded me for 47, or you were going nuts for 47 seconds. I appreciate that." And it is the 47th stop on her tour is Levi Stadium.
Oh man,
interesting.
Very, I like.
Of course,
that.
You can make anything fit. If you want an outcome, you can take anything and make it work.
Yeah.
But hey, if so, the thing that makes it less likely is Jay-Z is still, I think, in charge, and Rock Nation still in charge of the Super Bowl. And since he's been in charge, it's gone a different direction. And they've had some really good Super Bowls, but it's been more R&B and hip hop. So I don't know. There hasn't been a non-R&B or hip hop performer. I mean, Shakira and J-Lo. I mean, that's a little bit different, but that was the first one. But it's been The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, Usher, and so forth. So that's why people are like, oh, Eminem, Dr. Dre, that type of thing. So there hasn't been any country or some of the pop stars from the past. But if Taylor Swift is, it will be the biggest halftime show of all time.
It will. And
a lot of angry men.
Yeah, but I mean, I think she's great. I mean, I'll be the first to admit she's pure talent, and boy, what a business mind she has. Are you kidding me? She's great.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so Scotty Scheffler, is he better? Is he on a better track? Is it possible that his career could end up statistically better than Tiger Woods?
Well, let's mention our other sponsors here. We got Schenk and Torrance Insurance, located in Greensboro, but they serve the entire Triad and state. Brian Torrance specializes in personal insurance, including auto, homeowners, and life insurance. Call him at 336-310-1320 for all your insurance needs. And then right over here on Battleground Ave in Greensboro, you got Tee It Up Indoor. He's got 3 beautiful new simulators with over 100,000 golf courses. Davis Troxler will take care of you. He does lessons. He's got a little bar there with drinks, and it's just a fun and a full golf store inside. That's Tee It Up Indoor Golf.
And then we have Elite Performance Chiropractic. I ran into Jeremy Phillips leaving the pool the other day, former professional football player. And he's got new, I mean, they're doing some exciting things there. They posted some new certification that he has. I mean, really getting you up and better than ever with things he learned on the pro level as far as being a chiropractor. 2 locations, Greensboro and Winston-Salem, Elite Performance Chiropractic. All right, so Scotty Scheffler, you're our golf guy. He went up in my eyes outside the talent, because it seems so kind of boring. After Happy Gilmore 2, watching him, like he did, I thought so good.
Yep.
As an actor, as a golfer, making fun of himself for the arrest. He's in prison at one point during the movie. I love it. I'm like, okay, this guy's cool. Like he gets it, right? And he is dominating. And I talked about golf needs to embrace him and put him out there everywhere. And maybe they're going to start doing that because people do love to get on a bandwagon of a winner.
No, I agree. And he's a good guy to get him out there, but they don't have him out there yet. He doesn't, he's got endorsements, but he doesn't have a whole lot of endorsements. But maybe this Happy Gilmore thing and him joking around, he did a hell of a job in that movie. I mean, I was laughing my ass off at what he was doing, and he was kind of natural in the way he was portraying it too. I loved it. I loved it. He is special. He's not Tiger Woods yet. Jared, Tiger did it for almost 20 years of just excellence. Okay. Scotty is on his way. There's no doubt about it. And boy, is he making some money. He's got one more tournament to go in the playoffs. He's already made $46 million just in golf this year. And if he wins it,
wow,
this coming weekend, another $10 million will be in his pocket. So that'd be a $56 million, payout for golf, just golf. And then he's got the endorsements. And I wonder how much they got paid to be in the movies. Did they get paid? I'm wondering what the deal was on that. But Tiger was so consistent and won so many tournaments, and he only played most of the time 18, 19 tournaments, and he would win almost half of them, throughout the season. But to answer your question, Scotty, his last 10 tournaments that he's been in, he's won 5, so 5 out of 10. And he's played 18 tournaments since January, and he's been in the top 10 15 times out of those 18 tournaments. That is Tiger-esque, okay? but it's for this season and last season, the season before. Jared, he's got to do it. Once he gets to that 7-year, 8-year, and he's continuing to put up numbers like this, then you and I need to be on this show saying, oh my God, this guy's going to be he is Tiger Woods. But right now, not yet. Hold the phone. But I agree with you. Let's get him on more endorsements. He's got the family. He loves, that's all he wants to do. He wants to win golf tournaments and go home to his wife and kid. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a great guy. He's a great ambassador of the sport. My God, he's perfect out there. Let's use that and get him more on TV rather than hitting 82-foot putts like he did yesterday. That I don't know if you saw that putt he hit, but that was that was well, it was actually a chip. He chipped it up.
Chip shot,
hit the damn green looked like about 20 feet in front of him, and it was perfect. It was perfect.
It was like the last rotation.
Just like Tiger had one of those many years ago at the Masters, and the Nike logo stopped, and I mean Nike loved that. Stopped and then just dropped in the hole. It was beautiful. But no, I applaud him. He's fantastic. He's the most dominating force out on the golf course, and the things that he's doing right now and the consistency. I play the game. Again, the only thing consistent that I do is being inconsistent. So he amazes me.
It's incredible. I did see this thing. What was it? It was some podcast or video podcast or something it was a golf one. And they challenged Tiger Woods. This wasn't that long ago to a long drive competition.
Yeah.
And so he let the guys go first. And those guys, they killed it. I mean, they were hitting it. These guys play golf every day. That's their podcast is golf. I don't know. That's all they do. And Tiger's like, okay, he's like, great shot. He was giving him tips on how to hit and all this stuff. I mean, this was somewhat recently. I got to send you the video. I don't know if you've seen it. This is all real. So the last guy, really nails it. I don't know. Maybe it's, 280, 300, maybe or more. Tiger Woods seriously tees up, gets on his knees, hits from his knees. Yeah. And he drove everybody. And he didn't tell me he was going to do that. And they were going nuts. They're like, are you kidding me? And it's that's how good these guys are.
That's how good they are. No, absolutely. No. But what needs to be for golf is, Rory needs to challenge him, all these other golfers. Yes. Tiger had that with Phil Mickelson and a few others. I mean, you got it. They really need that and put a little pressure on Scotty. But there's a lot of great golfers out there, and for him to dominate them is really something special. So good stuff. Love it.
All right. NFL season's just around the corner. Of course, college football is kicking off in the next week, which is crazy. Football will be in 2 weeks. We got a lot to cover. If you want to be a part of the podcast, by the way, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You hit up Johnny or any of us really, but hit up Johnny sportscarolina@gmail.com or anywhere on our social media, and we'll get you out there. We've had millions of views on all of our social media platforms, and we can help your small business or bigger business as well. All right, until next time.
Overtime pay. We're talking the overtime play. The big stories, the big plays, the big drama. We got